guys, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. I honestly was too tired after Saturday's gym session, and it's because of this pre-workout that I'm going to review for you guys today. And also I just had like a wonderful rest day yesterday, chatting it up with Dansby and Ace, and we got a couple things, collabs that we're working on behind the scenes, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully you guys don't get mad at me putting it out there, but I feel like if I'm not giving out what we're gonna do, it's just best. I'm just giving the community a heads up. Look out for some collaborations down the road. So again, hopefully everybody had a great gym session. I'm taking today also as a rest day, just because I went hard doing legs with this pre-workout, and it pushed me to the point that I kind of went too hard on the legs, and like my legs are still hurting, and I need another rest day to keep it 100 with you guys. So let's get into the new hybrid by Kilo Labz, or hybrid version 2. Now this one doesn't have all the DMHA, all that, crazy stim blend that we did see a couple months back, or even more. I think it was like almost 2 years to counting this year. And that one was an amazing ride. I literally had a stash, but unfortunately it turned to like a honeydew syrupy consistency, and it kind of just became something that I had to toss out. And I went against my better judgment, and I still tried it out. It was too much that day. So please, once your pre-workouts melt, please, toss them out. Don't try to use a scooper and do one last run with it, because you might get too much and you might be too stimmed up. Again, I would like to drop this nugget. I did a short video on this. GGH did give me this nugget on IG. Use silica packets in your pre-workouts to have them last, and I'll leave it the Amazon link down below. I think it's like 15 bucks for like 250 little packets. You could just throw 1 or 2 in them, and they will last twice or even 3 times as long as you keep them in a cool, damp place. So enough of the rant, and let's get into the hybrid version 2 and how it did. So if you know the original hybrid, the lemon squeeze flavor was the one to pick up, because that one kind of hit harder than the other ones. So I went ahead and went with the lemon drop flavor to see if it was the same thing, and honestly I can't complain. But look how sick this label is. Honestly, look, the 3D graphics, it shines in the light, and even says be someone. Honestly, they're daring you to go hard with this, and I like this label. I kept it on the top. It says wish you were here. I think this is from the Pink Floyd album. If you guys ever heard Pink Floyd, for me, I'm a hip-hop person. I did dabble a little bit in rock when I was younger, but Pink Floyd, I never got into him 100%. I heard the song recently, and it's all right, but for working out, everybody has their own playlist. So it looks like they got it from this, but again, I haven't hit up Kilo Labz, but this is from the Pink Floyd album, Wish You Were Here. So let's get into the flavor. The lemon drop flavor, it tastes just like a southern homemade lemonade, meaning you squeeze a bunch of lemons, throw it in water, throw some sugar in it, and throw some ice cubes in it, and that's what this will taste like. You can sip on this on the way to the gym, sip on it before you go to the gym, because these pre-workouts take a little bit of time to build. So if I was you, you could sip on it 15-20 minutes before you head out to the gym, and by the time you hit the gym, you should be feeling the effects. So flavor wise, this is an awesome flavor. Loved every bit of it. And like I said, you can easily sip this on the way to the gym, before the gym, or chug it down. I don't know how you like to take your pre's, but it is an A1 flavor. Now let's get into the supplement facts, and I will get into the experience afterwards. So for the serving size, we're getting 1 scoop, and it says it's 20.4 grams. So when I threw it on the scale, a flat level scoop was 20 grams. But mind you, my scale is just goes by 1 grams. So it could be a little bit more than the 20, but it was still under 21. So I count that as a win. So flat level scoop for me, and I'm calling it a day. Now we are getting 20 servings in here, meaning you have it for 20 high stim weekends. You could do like Saturday and Sunday, or if you want just a Saturday or a Sunday, or if you're crazy enough and you could go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because I know there's a lot of stim heads in the fitness community. Now let's go into the ingredient profile, and the first ingredient we are getting in here is vitamin B3 as niacin at 30 milligrams. Still, it's a low amount. You will not feel any negative side effects from the niacin. You're not going to get any like rash like effects or anything leaning towards that side. Everything positive about the niacin in here. Now the next ingredient we are getting is some vitamin B6 at 20 milligrams, some vitamin B12 at 250 micrograms, and sodium from pink Himalayan salt at 20 milligrams. Remember, sodium from pink Himalayan salt goes into the hydration and the pumps, and pink Himalayan salt is one of the cleanest salts out there, so we're not getting this cheap sea salt or other type of salt as our sodium intake in here. Now we are getting some potassium from potassium chloride at 200 milligrams, meaning you don't have to go grab that banana to get your potassium. You got it in here. Enough with the vitamins, and let's get into the rest of the ingredient profile. Now we are getting some L-citrulline at 6 grams. It's a little bit more than what I see in other pre-workouts. Like some of them will have like 4 grams, which is the bare minimum. 6 is almost to that 10 gram recommended dose. But again, sometimes it won't be that 10 grams that gives you that pump. It's actually just you putting in the work and getting that nice pump. Now for me at 6 grams, it was great because I did legs. So I don't want to see like explosive legs or like veins popping out. It's pretty cool to see that, but for me, I'm not that kind of person when it comes to leg workouts. Like if I don't see a vein popping out my leg, I'm not gonna go cry and be like, hey, I need more L-citrulline, or I need some more pumps in my pre-workout. No, it doesn't matter, because for me, since I did legs, a little bit of back on it as well, and some cardio, I'm not looking in the mirror, oh, did my back pop, or did my arms like doing doing pull-ups, did my arms pop more? No, you know what, I'm sticking to my workout. But what I'm looking for is when I do arms and chest, stuff like that. That's what gets me hyped. So with 6 grams of L-citrulline, if you want, you can stack a pump formula on it. For me, I would recommend something that already has a great formula in it, like Panda Pump, Blood Bath, some Vasomax, the Nemesis Pump Pills. You can even do Noxus by Kilo Labz. It's a little bit of pumps in there as well with the S7. You can dabble with whichever one you want. Now, the next ingredient we're getting in here is some beta-alanine at 3.5 milligrams. We're getting 0.3 more than the recommended dose at 3.2, so we're winning with that. For me, I always like to see that because of the sense of urgency that I get. Gets me going, lets me know that the pre-workout and all the goodies are coming in a couple minutes. And that's what I love about the beta-alanine. It prepares you for the rest of the workout and for the rest of the ingredients to just hit you. If they're gonna smack, they're gonna smack. If not, they're coming on the way regardless to give you that mood elevation. So the next ingredient we're getting in here is some betaine anhydrous at 2.5 grams, some taurine at 2 grams. And now let's get into the caffeine intake or the caffeine profile. And it is just caffeine adrenasis at 400 milligrams. So for me, anything above 300, even 250, depending on the source of caffeine, is passing that daily driver, going into that high stim realm. Now, the next ingredient we are getting in here is some Aurea Gerenesis at 300 milligrams, and they give us the yield at 98%. So at 300 milligrams, that Aurea will get you in that good headspace, that good feeling for that long gym session, because 400 milligrams of caffeine adrenasis is going to be there for the long haul and to push you through your 2, 3, even 3.5 hour gym session because I know a lot of people go hard, especially on the weekends, to catch up on certain workouts that they didn't do. Now, the next ingredient you are getting in here is theobromine at 250 milligrams. That's already too much at 250 milligrams, but I'm not complaining because this is a Stim Junkie pre, so it is what it is. Now we are getting some beta phenethylamine, which is BPA at 200 milligrams, more than what I've seen in other pre-workouts. And we are getting some alpha yohimbine at 1.5 milligrams, yielding 98%. And this is the ingredient profile for the new hybrid V2. And for me, I looked at the label and I'm like, okay, Araya, this here, caffeine 400. I'm like, okay, it might be a little bit more than a daily, but nothing too crazy. So my experience was nothing what I expected from the label. The label over-delivered in the sense that I feel like getting the lemon drop flavor had some extra seasoning, or, you know, for this pre-workout. I felt every single bit of these ingredients and probably something else. But that's just my take on it. And the reason for that is because I took this 15 minutes before I headed out to the gym. And by that 20-minute mark, I started feeling like the little bit of tingles on the top of my head. They kind of came and went throughout the first like 10, 15 minutes. So by that 25-minute mark, you don't feel them again. Maybe a little bit in the 30-minute mark, but I would just be like, hey, maybe that could just be, you know, my hands are moving a lot. But with that, I digressed. And I started my workout with some cardio to get the blood flowing, get all these ingredients to start hitting me a little bit faster. So after doing some bike, I went and did the treadmill. And while I was doing the treadmill, I kind of started feeling this nice energy come over me and this nice feeling just come over from the top of my head, and then it just started going down to the bottom of my toes, and it felt like a small drip, like meaning that every couple minutes it kind of started building and building and building. So you get to that 1 hour mark and then you just stay there. You get in that great mental state and you do not leave that mental state. And I did feel the yohimbine, but nothing negative, no nose drips, no cold chills, nothing like that. I kind of felt all the positives with this pre-workout, and I was able to push through a whole leg back day cardio session at the beginning of my workout and at the end with some cool down added to it. All in all, this was a great experience because after you hit that 1 hour mark, you're feeling these effects. And I was just going hard, and by that 2.5 hour mark, it barely started going down. And I felt this baby for a long time. And for me, I think 400 milligrams of caffeine in here. I think it could be a little bit more just because on Saturday, I didn't knock out till like 2 a.m. And I literally took this at 4 p.m. and I didn't knock out till like 2 p.m. And I did a lot after the gym. I literally built a desk for my brother's workstation. Mine's is coming in, I think, today or tomorrow. And I built that puppy up in 2 hours. And that was like with that little L screw, if you know what I'm talking about. Those things are a pain in the butt, especially if it leaves your hands hurting for the next day. And afterwards, I literally walked my dogs before and after I started building that, started fixing the floors up again, because my brother said, hey, we hit that 3 year mark, we got to switch up the living room floors. So I was helping out doing that as well. So I was doing a lot after the gym, and I did a two hour plus gym session. Oh, and I forgot to say I did some sauna as well. So I'm like, this is a hard hitting pre-workout. It doesn't smack like the original hybrid, but it's up there. And for me, I hate comparing it to hybrid and calling it hybrid V1 and V2. I feel like Kilo Labz, this is just me, should have just called this Be Someone, because when I hit the gym, I became someone different. I became a beast, and I feel like if I was hitting chest, arms, or whatever, I was gonna go hit some new PRs on this. And one last thing I would like to say about this pre-workout is the effects. When you wake up the next day, you don't feel like you were trashed or anything like that. Like, it doesn't leave your mind fried or, feeling that sluggish vibe that you need, like a quick pick me up, like some coffee or anything like that to wake you out of that funk. No brain fog, none of that. So all in all, this was a great pre-workout, and I enjoyed every bit of this. And this one is a keeper, A1 across the board when it comes to flavors and pre-workout. Kilo Labz, you did a great job with this new version of hybrid. I would just like to see this called something else but hybrid, maybe Be Someone. Keep everything the same, just take out the hybrid and call it Be Someone by Kilo Labz. But that's just my 2 cents. And with that, guys, I leave you, and I'll catch you on the next video.